What if saving your life meant walking away from your career and building a new one from the dirt?
My name's Dustin Labatt. My wife Amanda and I own Speckle Belly Farms.
Every year, 3,000 people make memories at this Texas farm. But 5 years ago, it didn't exist, and neither did the man who built it. 2019, Dustin Labatt made a decision that would change everything.
2019, I had a gastric bypass. I was almost 500 pounds.
In just 5 years, he lost over 300 pounds and gained a farm that feeds thousands.
So my diet consists of a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables.
Then 2020 hit, and the global pandemic collided with his new, healthier lifestyle.
COVID hit, and we're waiting in line upwards of 2 hours just to get in the grocery store.
2 hours just to buy vegetables. For a man whose new lifestyle depended on fresh food, this wasn't sustainable. So they started visiting U-Pick farms. One owner changed their perspective forever.
We started going to a U-Pick farm north of Houston, Neil's Berry Farm, and we got to meet the owner the first day we were there. He took us right around on his golf cart, telling us all about his farm and how things work. We picked some blackberries there that day. And when we left that day, I told my wife, I said, we can do this. We own a piece of property. We can do this. Let's try to grow our own food, but also let's open it up to the public, because his farm was packed when we went. It was ridiculous how many people were there.
Just one problem.
My background is not farming, nor is my wife. We're both oil and gas. I'm sales and she's accounting.
They bet everything. 4,200 blackberry plants, their savings, their future.
Little did we know, January 1st of 21, we got 13 inches of rain. We had over a foot of water on the farm for a week straight.
New Year's Day, instead of celebrating, they watched their dream drown.
That was definitely a godsend, because at that point, we knew that wasn't the right piece of land to do this.
Sometimes what looks like a disaster is just a redirection. They found new land, planted their berries, and discovered something that their mentor had taught them.
Blackberries were the beginning. In conversations with Tommy at Neil's Berry Farm, he said that 50% of his income during the blackberry season comes from vegetables. Because if you think about it, we charge $3 a pound for vegetables. It doesn't matter what it is, but one zucchini weighs more than most people are picking blackberries. The average person comes to us and picks 3 to 5 pounds of blackberries, but they pick up 10 to 15 pounds of vegetables.
8 weeks. That's all they're open. 8 weeks, which generates 70% of their annual income. But this isn't really about berries or vegetables or even money.
We're there to help them. My wife's at the cash register. I'm always in the field riding around, talking, pointing out this is the better tomato out of this plant or whatever. We get some folks that come in and say, I want to make tomato sauce and I need 50 pounds of tomatoes. You want me to help you pick? I'll help them pick.
3,000 people don't drive an hour for cheap produce. They come for something else.
We want people to taste those blackberries, because once they put one in their mouth and say, God, this thing is sweet, they're going to pick more.
Some come every single week.
We do have some that say, no, we don't want to pick berries. We just want vegetables, or we just want flowers. We have quite a few ladies that come out every week, the flowers for their houses.
They started growing their own plants, had extras, so they had a plant sale.
That was the thought. We're going to overplant. We're going to offer it for sale at the farmer's market. We're going to offer it for sale at the farm. If we sell them, great. We basically going to get our plants for free. That worked out well enough that this year, we not only overplanted what we were going to grow, but we planted additional varieties that homeowners would want to grow.
Now their customers grow their own gardens at home and come to the farm when their plants struggle.
We have a large gardening community in the area. Even though these folks come out to our farm and they may pick 15 or 20 pounds of vegetables, they have a garden at their house. They tell me about it when they're here, picking my tomatoes, telling me about how their tomatoes aren't doing good or they're not ripe yet or whatever it is. So we took advantage of that, knowing that the local community does garden.
It's not a farm anymore, it's a community hub. Yes, the math works. 500 plants can generate $45,000. But here's the number that really matters.
Ultimately, yes, having my wife here full time, because she still lives in Houston and works a full time job, and I live on the farm. So she's here on the weekends. I go home for 2 days a week. So we cross paths a little bit there. But ultimately, that is the goal, is to have her here. I'd love for that to happen.
$45,000 is nice, but getting his wife to the farm full time, that's the real goal.
One of the other things that I learned is, like every farmer, weeds don't stop. If you weeded this week or you're going to spray herbicide, and if you're going to say you're going to do it, it'll get after you so fast. Weeds is probably the largest pest that we deal with on our farm.
It's not perfect, but they keep planting. Each tree is a bet on the future.
You asked me what sustainable means. Sustainable means being profitable. If we don't make a profit, we're not sustainable.
5 years ago, Dustin Labatt weighed over 500 pounds and worked in oil and gas. Today, he's lost over 300 pounds and feeds 3,000 families a year. He didn't set out to become a farmer. He just wanted to feed his family better. But sometimes, when you solve your own problem, you realize you can solve it for others as well. This wasn't supposed to be a farm. It was supposed to be a garden. But communities grow where they're planted. And sometimes healing does too. If you want to learn more about Dustin, you can check out the long-form interview linked in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Until next time, be nice, be thankful, and do the work.